Hey, it's Jesse. Today on the show, you know him as Jacob Hill in Abbott Elementary. He's also in the film Twinless. It's Chris Perfetti.
It's amazing that we're talking about this because I feel like, certainly in the context of network TV, like your character ran so that Jacob could be, whatever that is.
We held the door open for you.
Yeah.
This is Dinners on Me, and I'm your host, Jesse Tyler Ferguson. So today I am at the Sportsman's Lodge in Studio City, and we are going to Roberta's. Now, if any of you East Coasters think Roberta's sounds familiar, it's because, yes, this famous pizzeria started in Brooklyn, and it's finally made its way to the West Coast. We have a few locations here, and it's known for a really great slice, a really great vibe, and my favorite pizza of theirs is the bee sting pizza, and it's a little bit spicy, it's a little bit sweet, just like my friend Chris. So I'm so glad he was able to join me while he's in Los Angeles for a few days before heading back east, and I'm excited to see him. All right, let's get to the conversation. This is the funny thing. I keep trying to do gluten-free for like 2 weeks because my doctor was like, just try it to see if like your energy level's better, and I cannot get it started.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you're living in the best place for to be able to do that. And I find so many gluten-free things I enjoyed more than the original. Like a gluten-free pastry, forget about it.
Yeah.
A gluten-free pancake,
Forget about it.
forget about it. Love that shit.
What do you think?
I don't know. I know I want that pasta if you've got it.
Okay, we're definitely doing the oxtail rigatoni.
And I want those green lettuces.
We want the green lettuces. I have to confirm everything, just so you know. Everything has to go through me.
And I'm an idiot.
Little stinker or bee sting, what do you think?
Honestly, I would say why not go with the classic, with the bee sting.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
That's the green lettuces, the baked oxtail rigatoni, and the bee sting, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. I can take these out of your way right now.
Thank
I'll
you.
be seeing you very soon.
Okay.
Do you have any olives?
Actually, yes, we do. We have a really good plate of olives.
Olives.
Let's do that as well.
Absolutely. You got it. Well, thank you so much. I'll see you soon.
But you grew up in New York, right?
I grew up super upstate, like near Canada. And like my people are from outside Rochester.
Okay.
And then I went to drama school like a half hour north of the city. And then I moved into New York after school.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Purchase, where I met Broadway's Micah Stock. That's how we became buds.
Yeah.
You went to school in the city, didn't you?
I went to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy.
In New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the Upper West Side.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
It's a conservatory like where you get a certificate of completion. You went to like a.
I went to a conservatory, but it was 4 full years.
Okay. Would you come into the city a lot to like see theater?
Yeah. I don't think I would have done well going to school in the city. I think I would have been pretty distracted.
Before you went to college, I mean, what kind of relationship did you have with performing on stage? Did you do that at home? And was there a community theater that you were involved in?
Yeah, I did. I kind of fell into it like by way of music. I was into music, and I thought I was gonna be in band and stuff like that.
You don't sing though, do you?
Not really. I mean, I sing constantly, but I've never been paid to sing, and I don't think I will. But yeah, I did plays in high school. I did stuff locally. There was an amazing regional theater in Rochester that, showed me what it could be like. I mean, I fell in love with it because of that.
Yeah.
And I was pretty shit at everything else. And so I was like, I think I'm going to go to school for this. And there was enough, as much as I shit on Rochester, like where I grew up, there was so much there. There was enough to kind of like show you where to go. And so, I went to, there's like a governor's school for New York State that really kind of showed me what training to be an actor would be like. And it made me kind of fall in love with it, I guess, for the right reasons. Whereas before I was like, I'm going to make you laugh and I'm going to be the center of attention. And it.
Did you?
Green lettuce.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just right here in the center.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
You got it.
Thank you.
Enjoy, you guys.
Beautiful.
I mean, I grew up 6 hours from New York City, so I wasn't that far.
Right.
But the first time I visited New York, I was 16 or 17, and the Tony Awards are really kind of like they were like the Rainbow Road for the.
Yeah.
They were like connecting the country. It's amazing how many people like had an experience watching it as a kid and.
For sure. I mean, it was my pipeline to
Yeah.
so much. Yeah, because those titles of like Angels in America, they weren't making their way to Albuquerque, New Mexico. It was really just through those performances and seeing this like tiny little clips, like those little itty bitty morsels of like whatever they had to offer for like their 90 seconds of screen time that they had on the Tony Awards. I would latch onto and then do like crazy research to try and figure out, how I could find out more about these plays and all these like shows that, were a little too abstract because like in Albuquerque it was like, Oklahoma, it was Annie, like these are the shows that like I was exposed to. Mousetrap,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, you're like, I want Shakespeare.
Yeah. I don't know
boy,
if I
did
wanted
you-
Shakespeare.
boy, did you
Boy, did I
find it.
get it.
Was this summer the 7th one?
Yeah.
Holy moly,
Yeah.
Jesse.
I know.
It's so amazing. Oh, here's our
This
pasta.
is the baked oxtail rigatoni.
Thank
Nice,
you.
Thank you.
And for this one, be very careful. Try not to touch the edges of that cast iron.
I want to touch it. I'm so
That's all I
tempted.
want to do.
I also have that pizza following right now.
Yeah.
Great.
Would you like me to clear some of these out of the way? Just put them on
We
the
can
table?
just put it. Yeah. You can move things over there.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
As long as I can see them still.
Yeah, of course. All right, I'll be right back.
Thank you.
You said you did Shakespeare a lot in your final year.
Yeah, our whole 4th year is kind of
Ah, you're so lucky.
our whole 3rd year rather. And so I felt like I had a good handle on all of the plays, and I had a really
Perfect, gorgeous. Okay.
incredible.
Anyway, that was a very special summer. I enjoyed doing that, and I enjoyed meeting you that summer.
There really is nothing like being under the moon in Central Park
Yeah,
doing a play.
yeah, that's really special.
It's pretty cool.
And I wish I had seen it, but you got to do that play Little Island.
Yeah, New York is.
What is it called? What's it called? Open Throat?
Open Throat, yeah.
Which Joanna said she read that book. I haven't read it.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal book. I think you would really like it.
About a gay mountain lion in Griffith Park.
Yeah, it's a queer mountain lion who kind of like stumbles into. It's kind of chronicles their interactions with humans and the experience of. It's kind of like a love story and a takedown of LA all at the same time.
I gotta read it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He's a phenomenal writer. His name's Henry Hoke. I think you would dig this book. Yeah, Little Island. The park has some competition now. We've got some outdoor venue.
It's like a little tiny mini
Throwdown.
theater.
Yeah, it's an amazing space. It's literally in the Hudson River.
Yeah.
And they're programming some really rad stuff. There's opera, there's dance, there's theater, there's music, there's conversations, all kind of happening there. I hope it really becomes a thing. I mean, I as much as I say like there will be nothing like Shakespeare in the park.
Yeah. There's room for other experiences.
Yeah, bring it on.
New York's such a cool place for that. I remember during, I don't know if it was, I think it was during the pandemic, but I actually think it might have been before. It might have just been like a regular summer in New York. I just like associated it with the pandemic. But there was this woman who lived off of her apartment, and you could tell she'd probably been in this apartment for like 30 years or something. But it was one of those apartments that overlooked the High Line. was old
yeah,
apartments
yeah.
with like the old fire escapes. And she would do a cabaret on her fire escape
Yes.
every like Friday night over a summer, and it became this thing. Time Out in New York like wrote up a big thing about it.
Yeah.
And then like the city of New York was like, you actually can't do public performances on your fire escape.
Yeah.
So they made her shut it down, but they gave her notice that they were gonna like shut it down. So like she had a final performance, and I remember reading, and I wish I could have gone to it.
You
I was, like,
attended the
trying to-
closing night
I
performance
wish I
of-
had. I
Highline
really
Cabaret?
wish I had. But I saw photos from the final performance. It was like there was thousands of people in the street under this woman's fire escape, and she was just doing this like cabaret. And so
I'm glad
I don't know,
she
I
was
just-
able to find a way to take back her
Right.
apartment from the High Line.
Right, exactly.
Can you imagine?
I know, but it's like stuff like that that I feel like so cool about New York. So, you know, this theater space in Little Island, which, you know, I live in Chelsea. We have an apartment
Yeah.
in that area. So I saw this island kind of, you know, forming over the past 10 years. But it is such a cool space. It's one of my son's favorite place to hang out. And like, I love that there's a performance there. I really wish I had seen that play. I saw photos of it. It looked incredible with New Jersey in the background and the river. It looks so cool.
Yeah, it was a good time.
You have done a very good job. Just put on top of the pasta.
Yeah. Oh no, don't do that.
There you go.
Actually, here you go.
Thank you.
You were saying I've done a good job.
You've done a good job of doing what I did when I was doing Modern Family and going back to New York and doing theater almost every hiatus.
Yeah, I've been very lucky.
And I'm so impressed. I remember my cast would be like, why? First of all, they'd be like, why do you like to work so hard on your hiatus? It's like,
Yeah.
theater's so hard. It's like so much work. So I'd be like learning the play, you know, in like the final weeks of doing Modern
the show,
Family.
yeah.
And like, then I was like, God, you're already having to work on your next job? Like, it just seems like so much work. And I was like, I love it so much.
It doesn't feel like work.
It doesn't feel like work. I mean, does your cast seem to understand, like, I mean, I don't think you have any theater people in your cast. Well, Cheryl Lee Ralph. You know, what am I saying?
Theater icon.
Theater icon.
Theater. Yeah, they're similarly kind of like. I mean, to their credit, we've kind of like bitten off a little more each year, and we're you know doing some of these ambitious shoots, and everybody's life obviously as the show has gotten bigger, and so they're all busier. And Tyler is directing, you know, he's directed a couple of our episodes. And so I think they're probably more ready for a break at the end of it than I am. I've been so lucky that there's been a play or something to work on during that time. I feel like so many people have said to me, like, especially people who know you or worked with you, like, they remind me that I'm on sort of a shrinking island, and how great it is when you can get this job,
Yeah.
which can work so fast and furiously, but, you know, it takes us only half the year to
Yeah.
shoot 22 episodes. And so I've got the other half of the year to,
I mean, I kept hearing
Do what
about
else I
this
want.
when I was doing Modern Family, but it is now being on the other side of it and having the show behind me, I can say it pretty confidently to you, but it's so rare that, you know, you have a network television show that films 22 episodes and does as well as Abbott Elementary is doing, and people really love it. I mean, it's such a gift. And I'm just so impressed that, you know, you are still able to do what I know you are rooted so deeply in the theater, and I love that you are taking these opportunities to come back and, you know, do interesting things that are stretching you. Because that's the other thing, and I don't know if you feel this way, but I certainly did with, you know, doing a network television show. You get, on a sitcom, there's not a ton of room for growth with these characters. You know, the audience they don't want to see Jacob not be
Do a 180.
Yeah, exactly. Because they need, it's comfort TV for them. You know, you don't have a ton of room to stretch, especially when you've been doing a role. It's now 5 or 6 seasons that you've been doing, Jacob?
Yeah, we're in our 5th right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, the idea of doing theater and getting to stretch is it's extremely exciting. But I love that you have been, I mean, I know you constantly go back to New York, and in fact, I remember asking you, like, where do you live? You're like, I live in New York, I just work here in LA. Like, you really have kept your feet firmly planted in the East Coast, which is impressive.
LA feels more and more like home every year, but I think just because of the sheer number of years that I've lived in Brooklyn, like
Yeah.
it feels like home. It still feels like home.
Yeah.
And theater feels like home. It feels the most like acting to me. It doesn't feel like like you said, like we're going to work or like I'm doing something difficult. It's what connects me to that thing that I'm chasing. It's still the greatest high I've ever experienced, and I'm so glad that there's been something to do in those months off. I think they really kind of keep each other in check. Like it was only when I was working on a play while we were, as you said, finishing up our season, and getting to ping pong between the two is just so fun to me. It made me realize how much Abbott is kind of informed by being able to trust your ensemble, and like everything is always about timing to me. Like even, incredibly dark moments or, whatever you have to access psychologically, it feels like rhythm to me is still kind of like a driving factor in discovering truth or telling a story, like especially when you're in a play. And a sitcom is all about rhythm. It's like you have to know how to like show up for that thing.
Yeah.
And so they really feed each other in the same way that New York and LA, I feel like, feed each other. New York has everything that this place doesn't, and this place has everything that New York doesn't, and it's so amazing I never imagined that I would get to spend my life, like, it's so crazy, actually, that we go from one side of the country to the other side of the country.
Yeah. I resisted Los Angeles for a really long time, and even up to like 10 years ago, I was like, I'm in New York, or I'm just here for a little while. This is after like having substantial work here. Like I was rooted pretty heavily in here. It wasn't really until I met Justin, got married, and started a family that I felt like, okay, this is where I live now, and I get to live in both places. But I think both, like you just said, I mean, being able to go back and forth makes me appreciate each city so much.
Yeah.
I remember what I saw you, I don't know, it was about 5 years ago now, I guess, at Baggage Claim.
Yeah.
Was it a JFK or LAX? I don't remember if you were coming or going.
We were both landing in New York.
We were landing in New York. I hadn't seen you in a while. And I was like, what are you doing? You're like, I just shot a pilot. I just finished a pilot called Abbott Elementary. And
Oh my God.
it was before any of this happened. And then I remember, like, late summer, you start seeing all the billboards go up for like the next season of shows, and there was your face. I was like, oh my God, it's Chris's show. I can't wait to watch it. And you just never know with these things.
Yeah.
And I absolutely fell in love with it. I think I reached out to you to tell you how much I loved it. It's so special. And I got to meet Quinta shortly after that at like we were with the same agency for a while, and we were at some Christmas party, and it was, only 5 or 6 episodes to come out at that point. She was there, and I introduced myself to her.
Right?
She's awful.
Yeah.
Charmless.
There's so much room for improvement there. There's so much potential, honestly.
Just charmless.
I've said that to her.
Yeah, I've said it to her
Charmless.
face.
Charmless is wild.
I have notes. And these are the notes. My God, I mean, I'm so happy for you, but I was just so proud that,
Thanks, Jesse.
you know, you were on a show that was so good because you deserve to be. I mean, you're so fucking talented. And it's just such a perfect part for you. I mean, I was curious because, you know, with Modern Family, a lot of like what became the show was not on the page when I first auditioned, and it sort of became that thing as we created the show together. But like, from what I understand, was there a lot for Jacob? Like, I mean, I feel like Quinta had a pretty, like, from what I remember reading, a pretty outlined version of who this person was. He's also like one of the only white people in the show. So I think there was, you know, how does this white guy fit into like a prominently black ensemble?
I'm laughing because I was imagining the character descriptions of all of the other characters as being extremely thorough, and then Jacob Hill, white.
Oh, really?
No, that's not what it was. But no, I think Quinta had like any great writer, comedian, collaborator, she comes in with a strong sense of what makes her laugh, and then is open to what the universe wants to show her as well. And I didn't feel like I had any authority on this character. I just, you know, I read it and I thought she had a really specific idea of who they all were, and that's why I thought the show was funny. And so I just kind of like vamped off of that, and I definitely know guys like Jacob. There are a lot of Jacobs in my life. And then, yeah, after we shot the pilot, this weird kind of like alchemy happens where like you start to become the authority on this person. And it's like she brought them into the world, but you're gonna be their parent for however many years you are. And you're gonna, you know, be in their skin for 22 episodes a year.
Yeah.
And so it's weird to simultaneously feel like I'm the expert on Jacob, and yet 10 other people are as well,
yeah,
who are like writing for him every week. And I think what attracted me to the show was that she took some big swings, and it felt like she was writing for just herself, and she was writing people that when put up against each other would cause some kind of sparks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then she was like, what do you have to say about, what do you want to bring to this
What
person?
did you contribute? What did you have to offer?
I mean, not that much. I feel like what I have to offer is like, I just have to find a way to make real for myself what is interesting to you. And then I'm going to go off and do my work and obsess myself with the things that I think Jacob is interested in and afraid of. And
was he always a queer character?
No, I mean, we shot the pilot, and when we got picked up, Quinta and I talked about that, and I so appreciated that she didn't like give the character some big coming out episode. And I mean, it's amazing that we're talking about this, because I feel like, you know, certainly in the context of network TV, like, you know, your character ran so that Jacob could be, you know, whatever that is.
We held the door open for you.
Yeah.
So you could fly. Well, I mean, I remember being so struck by that, because you're right. In the pilot, there was no mention of like who Jacob was privately, and then, you know, in very simple, almost blink and you miss it sort of ways, there were these hints to like who all these characters were in their private lives, not just Jacob.
I mean it when I say, like, when I read the pilot, I felt like she was writing jokes for just her, which on a network sitcom is, you know, somewhat revolutionary, I think. But the more you kind of get specific, and any writer, artist will tell you that, like, when they're having fun, when they're doing something that seems truthful to them, that's when
Yeah.
people want to get involved.
Yeah.
You know, it's when you try to please everybody or you do something general that people are like, that's actually not how the world works.
Right.
And so I think she just thought, like, people are queer and some of them are teachers, and, like, I'm not going to spoon feed this story to perhaps half of the audience who might, like, do a double take about that. We're just
Right.
going to... It's also, I guess, sort of baked into the mockumentary format that, like, we're trying to convince you that this is real life. We're trying to dupe you into thinking that this is happening somewhere really in the world. And so just gotta let it be and not over explain it.
I do love that you all justified the documentary of
Did Modern Family not?
we tried to. So I guess in the original version,
That's amazing.
It was the reason this documentary was happening was because a former exchange student who the Dumfies, my character and Julie Bowen's character, we had when we were younger. It's this kid from Sweden living with us, an exchange student, and then he comes back to, like, do a documentary about his American family. And the original title, the show, is My American Family, and so it was all from his perspective, and he was actually written as a character in the show. And then they were just like a few characters too many, and so he was the first to go, and so the documentary, or mockumentary conceit stayed, but there was no explanation as to, like, why this family was having a documentary about them.
Yeah.
But I do remember in the first season, like, we would do things, like, I remember in the pilot specifically, they were like, no, what would happen if this was a documentary? Okay, so we're bringing this baby home from the hospital. The camera crew is obviously with us. We're all getting out of the car together. They're getting out of the car. They're behind us. We're leading into the house because we have the keys. It's our house. We open the door. We have to hold the door open. The camera crew comes in.
The camera wouldn't be in there before you.
So, and all these things. And we did that for, like, I don't know, 8 episodes. And then we're like, okay, never mind. Camera crew's already in the
This is a lot
house.
of
Like,
work.
it's just too much. It became too much.
Yeah.
And so we just sort of, like, and it gets slicker and slicker and slicker. And to the one, there's a scene in one of our later episodes where Sofia Vergara's character announces that she's pregnant, and then it fast forwards a few years, and we do, like, this, like, kind of beautiful, like, cinematic circle thing where, like, it goes around, like, then all of a sudden, like, we're in a different time, and, like, Sophia's pregnant, and, like, I was like,
You're like, break the fucking rules.
yeah, I mean, there's no rules anymore. Now what are we doing?
We're doing dream sequences, people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
We literally were just doing this the other day. There's this hilarious moment that we just shot where Quinta needs to barge into an office and start screaming about something, but then she realizes that they're on the phone, and so she tries to, like, backtrack.
Yeah.
And all of us are right behind her, and the camera is obviously with us, coming behind Quinta, because that's how it would be in the documentary. The camera would not already be in the room, catching her
your arrival,
coming in. And so we did this over and over, trying to get the choreography right so that we could see it, so that there was a camera there to capture it, but that it was, also feasible.
Right.
So
you are still trying to work within the construct of, like, a documentary.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you guys had so many locations, and so, like, ours is, I think we are helped by the framework that, like, there are cameras in the school,
right,
and there are people working. There's a crew working in the school. You guys had,
we're out in the world, and for sure. I remember the first season of Modern Family when we were trying to still do this construct, and, like, there was a scene where we just shot an episode in Hawaii, and we were in an elevator, and they wanted to shoot it with just the elevator doors open and, like, straight on. I was like, no, that's not interesting. Like, that would not be, like, how it would be shot. So I suggested they build in what looked like security cameras in the elevator in the corners, and then I said, and I was like, and what if, like, me and Cam are, like, taking videos of one another on our phone, and that's, like, the footage you get. So it's like, you work with what you would have in the elevator.
Footage,
And so that's how we shot it. Yeah. And that's what made it in. And that's my idea. And so, like, I was really proud that, like, I was trying for a little while to, like, keep up with this idea that there was a mockumentary happening, or documentary rather. But yeah.
Yeah, it's been one of the more kind of like unexpected, fascinating parts of the show. Is I feel like I'm kind of going to film grad school in a way.
Right?
Can I eat some of these olives?
Yeah, please. Okay, we're going to talk about Twinless.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, so Twinless, I just watched it. I finished it this morning.
Oh, cool.
I'm kind of obsessed with this guy who wrote it and stars in it.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Yeah.
Tell me his name again.
James Sweeney.
The movie is great. I don't know why I was like, I had started off as like, okay, I think I know what this is going to be. And it ended up completely surprising me. It's really, really well done. Talk about someone with like a vision. I mean, this guy's, James, who wrote it and directed it and stars in it, is so great. I actually just sent him a message on Instagram. I was like, I'm kind of a new fan of yours. I'm just saying hello. I told him I was
That's so sweet of you.
having lunch with you. But yeah, how did you, is this someone you knew before?
No, I met him when he started to make this movie, and I read the movie, and I was like, I don't think, tonally something like this really exists. I was like, I needed to talk to him. I needed to know if he wanted us to laugh at him or with him, or when it would be sort of the emotional climax of the movie. I thought it was so awesome.
Because it is very funny. And also dark and tragic and emotional.
It's super dark, yeah.
You definitely feel for these characters as well. I mean, like I felt really bad for him, and he's a character. And anyone who watches the film, well, it's once you kind of get far enough into the film, your feelings change about many of these characters, and it was a tricky performance to pull off.
Totally.
Yeah, I was really, really, really taken by it. I mean, it's a really cool project to be a part of.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I'm so grateful that, we were chatting about it a couple of years ago now, and I was like, look, if you can make this work so that I can come up on the weekend, while we're shooting Abbott, I'm yours. And God bless him, he did. And I really went because I was so taken by the script. That's what it always is for me. It's like if you got good writing, I'm there. And then I was really blown away by him as a filmmaker. I think he's truly like one of the most incredible visionaries I've worked with. And he's 12.
He looks very young.
He's very young. He's very talented. He's very sweet.
I will say, after finishing the film, I went back and watched the first 20 minutes again, knowing what I know. Yeah. And I was like really impressed by the clues he laid in and just the attention to detail.
Yeah.
It's one of those films that, like, when you finish, you're like, wait a minute. It's kind of like I don't want to build it up too much, but I felt the same way after seeing The Sixth Sense. I was like, oh, I want to watch it again, knowing now what I know. And it is one of those films that sort of begs for a second viewing. It's
totally
great. It's a great film. I was really excited to see you in it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I think the whole visual language of it, the story itself, I just thought were so unique.
Yeah, really cool.
I'm glad you saw it. Yeah,
Really
I hope everybody can see it, and I hope that he is.
I feel like he's someone that we're going to see a lot more of, and
so.
Maybe he'll be his new muse, just like what was her name to Josh Safi's.
Julia Fox.
I'm Josh Safi's muse.
Yeah, I'm a lot of people's muse right now. I don't know that I have room for
You have room for it?
I'll definitely float it.
No, but it's really impressive, and I'm very happy for you. And I'm
You're
glad
the shit. I'm
glad
happy
you did
for
this.
you. You're amazing.
I've been trying to get you on here for a while. I love watching you eat. I love watching you eat gluten. You skinny little bitch.
Worth it. Highly recommend.
This episode of Dinner's on Me was recorded at Roberta's in Studio City, California. Next week on Dinner's on Me, you know her from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, New Girl, and so many more things. It's Mary Elizabeth Ellis. We'll get into her and her husband Charlie Day's humble beginnings, raising a teenager in Hollywood, and working with acclaimed director Paul Thomas Anderson.